Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where I'm going to be recording, Lord. I'm going to be reviewing the part 2 of Belle Collective Season 5 reunion. And yes, we are continuing on getting rid of this season. It has been a highly disappointing season. Let me tell you, who was my favorite is no longer, looking stuffed. Now, I ain't gonna give her too much. Y'all know who it is. Only one on here looking stuffed where the back ain't closing. And if you ain't know what I'm talking about, make sure you watch part 1 of the reunion that I recorded for Belle Collective Season 5. Ooh, child, let me tell you. Again, ranking in order of the dresses: Marie, Latrice, Sophia, Aikisha, Lateshia, Tambra, and Cliff's ex are tied. I'm gonna keep laughing at her. I say Cliff's ex. Oh my goodness. Her hair looked good, but her dress did not complement her voluptuous body. She says she's a bad bitch. Well, you know, it didn't really look like it in that dress. It made her look frumpy, and Tambra's dress was just, you see on the right, sitting next to it, it don't hold a candle to Latrice's dress. I'm just trying to take, listen, don't get mad at me because I have an opinion, okay? I'm just saying what I'm saying. I pretty much am cool with everybody, but some folks need to really just start telling the truth and stop trying to hide stuff. Of course, people up there ain't going to tell everything about their life, but if you're going to tell the story, don't tell your truth, tell the truth. We all know how, folks was, with their kids and whatnot, because it really much, I can understand people don't want to be embarrassed. And it really boils down to who I'm talking about is Cliff's ex. I mean, since we're talking about both of them, just real quick, Carlos really wanted to paint a picture to Sophia, telling her to give Cliff's ex some grace, considering both of y'all have had neglectful parenting throughout y'all's parenting. But that's not how he said it. He just wanted Sophia to just recognize that both of y'all, to give her some grace. Again, Carlos, you're going to have to, elaborate just like you did when you tried to blame JJ for keeping them apart. First of all, there's a hit, like JJ said on the show, also the Willie and JJ show, shout out to them. It's the whole lot about their family dynamic that has not been talked about. And sometimes those things are the real reason why they can't move on. But, a little bit was discussed about that in this episode. Let's get right into it, right? Well, child, so Mint Dental, we still on Antoinette, child. First of all, she didn't even get a picture with the ladies. So, well, hell, the ladies didn't even have their own really separate pictures. Only people that had their own real pictures that we could actually take pictures of or Snapchat those pictures from was Marie and Sophia. And then Aikisha got in one of Sophia's Instagram pics. So I'm just highly disappointed at how this show did not represent these ladies well. At least for the reunion, go all out. No, I ain't gonna keep repeating myself. I said all that's in part 1. Watch that, y'all. Don't forget to watch that. Anywho. So Mint Dental, Lateshia tried to say, well, that's not here no more. You over here needing a check. You need a check. But Antoinette had to school her and mold her and let Lateshia know that no, the reason why it's not there is because certain, my business moved and it was bought for profit. And she's talking about she's relocating to Florida or something like that, and she doesn't really know how she could come back to the show, as Carlos mentioned or suggested. But depending on her financial situations, pretty much that will determine whether or not she will return. But she knows that the pay ain't all that. So that's up to her and her finances. That's, I mean, they gonna need at least one more Belle. Because 2 out of these 6 up here, or 2 out of the 7, ain't there no more. So anywho, Antoinette says she loses money filming. Pretty much she has to cut back on the number of patients in order to film for the show. And that's an issue, of course, because you have a business model to where you report so many patients coming in, the minimum amount per patient that you are having. So, you're trying to build your practice. You can't do that cutting back on patients. Now, if all her patients were getting high level services, maybe, but that's not reality. So just think about it, y'all. There's different services. So of course, if all your patients are getting the highest level of service, like I think implants are very lucrative. What those things called? Dentures. Those, that takes 4 or 5 hours to do. I'm just saying, it's not feasible, and it definitely ain't worth the headache having to deal with folks and embarrassing yourself. It just ain't worth it to me. Anywho, good luck to Antoinette, and if she come back good, if she don't, good, I guess. Woo, baby, baby, baby. What else we got on these notes, child? Because I got my notes. What I say? Oh, so now, how shady is this? Carlos introduces the men, right? Saying, oh, this is our first dedication to the men on this show, or they have a segment, and we're going to discuss pretty much what happened at the open house with, pretty much he going to try and schmooze them in, saying we're dedicating a segment for the first time. No, this is the first time there's been a fight with the men on this show, and you want to bring them in for a resolution. So don't sit up here and try and tell us, Mr. King, that you're dedicating as if there's some special pomp and circumstance going on, and you're giving the guy some shine. Okay, watch your mouth, watch your mouth. Okay, so talking about the fight, right? We all know what happened. Everybody, I would say 99.52% of folks is saying that Glenn and Cliff started the fight. Even on the show, Willie was like, who stood up first? It was you. It was you, me talking to Cliff. And then they cut to Latrice. She's like, no, you stood up first, girl. Lying. I don't respect a liar. If you lie, you kill. Okay. Cliff and Glendale don't like Willie. And it's the first time we've seen Glendale without his necklaces, child. Yeah, Cliff and Glendale don't like Willie because Willie is, of course, an upstanding man. He's, charismatic. His wife ain't got nothing bad to say about him other than, can you, stop trying to touch me every time you get, I'm on the menopause train. But, that ain't really nothing to be, that's just something that they have to understand. But anywho, he ain't out there trying to father no other kids. He ain't out there quitting his job, putting stress on Aikisha. He ain't out there grabbing on his wife, calling her bitch, telling her what she gonna do because he's the man and he's the head. Willie tried to give an explanation as to the uppity comment. Not once has he been uppity, thought of himself as better, other than those character flaws that he pointed out that I just mentioned. She, possibly fathering kids outside the marriage, getting caught talking to other women, putting hands on his wife, being disrespectful to his wife, calling her out her name, those things. And, I can see how those two guys would oppose Willie because, Willie's not on their level. Willie's above them. So technically, technically, he is better than that behavior. But Willie said that he likes them for the most part. And when Glendale ain't around Cliff, he acts like a less morally corrupt kind of guy that he can get along with. Now, those are my words. Now, I don't remember exactly what Willie said, but just believe you me. If you ain't watched it, believe you me. Willie said, and it's proven that he ain't looking down on people in Jackson. One of his best friends is JJ, one of the most countryest on this show. I think he's the most country on this show. The most backwoods, deep down, whatever that they want to call it. No disrespect. I'm just trying to paint a picture here. If Willie and Aikisha look down upon, now first, that's where Aikisha from. So there's no way she can look down considering she's always there. Even before the show, she is Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Her family helped build Jackson. They're still around. So people know her. She's down to earth. And just because you elevate, just like Marie, just see when folks feel like they, how can I say this? I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but it is what it is. Folks is grown. Look, this is grown folks conversation. It is what it is. We just gonna say it like a TI is. When folks feel inferior for one reason or another, they project that onto the person that they feel is better than them. And it is what it is. I mean, but that fight situation was ridiculous. Like Willie said, I'm coming here to celebrate y'all. Why am I the focus? You got the person opening the business where the focus should be on, Cliff, and you got the man's birthday, the birthday boy, Glendale, without his, well, actually has necklaces that night. Glendale and his necklaces. So why are they putting the focus on Willie? So pretty much Glendale said it was the comment about sucking your bells that really got me. You mean that was the comment that broke the camel's back? No. And they never once mentioned the real issue, like Cliff said in the confessional. Willie dissed him over him trying to rap a song at dang near 50. Like Willie said, I like the guy, I just don't like the song. What's the problem? Immaturity. That's the problem. But the thing is, Glendale needs to not like a lot of us who dissed him trying to rap a song when he should have just did that in the privacy. First of all, he thought he was going to have a rap career, buying them damn necklaces and carrying them. Boy, if you don't go take care of go to work. Go to work. Hell, like I said, on her birthday, on special days, Valentine's, whatever the case may be, on the rap careers, the anniversary of rap, do that with her then. But don't sit up here and try to make it seem like you going to the studio and it's all to the GOOD. Anyway, what's going on, child? I'm sick of these dudes. Willie said, Cliff. Oh yeah, Willie says that I can't really understand Cliff, and he's mumbling, especially when he's drinking. That's a problem. He's a different type of guy when he's got a few in him. I mean, we all, can handle ourselves pretty much with the liquor, but Cliff changes to something that he doesn't want to be around or something that he needs to, have his guard up a little bit. And all Cliff could do was just say, I don't like Willie. and he's a liar. What? First of all, what difference does it make of what he lying about? Now, the other thing that I didn't like was how Glendale made a comment about, no, Cliff made the comment about, well, Cliff and Glendale was pretty much commenting on the fact, more so Glendale was commenting on the fact that Willie is jealous of you, Cliff, because you got a hot wife and he got Aikisha. What? Excuse me? How about you big up your wife? Oh, you can't because she don't hold a candle to. See, a lot was told right there with that comment, Mr. Glendale. A lot was told, in my opinion, in that comment. If anybody is going to be bigging up their wife, it should be the person that's talking. And why are you bigging up somebody else's wife to insult him and his wife? Pretty much Glendale insulted his own wife by not saying we got the hot wives. So he don't even think his wife is hot. Child. Underlying reasons why people cheat. Part 3. What else is going on? Oh, Willie said he didn't really expect that the body language that they gave at the party would be the way it was since leaving New Orleans was peaceful. Glendale turned up his nose as if he didn't agree, but he ain't say nothing. Again, coward. He sure got a lot to say, but at that point is when he should have said something. Because if you disagree, I disagree. We did have issues. I mean, say something. Don't just turn up your face like a coward who just, want to turn his face up. I mean, Glendale does not have a leg to stand on. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Oh, child. What else is going on? I'm about sick of them. What, Cliff, please? Cliff, what? Oh, and that Cliff keeps the mess going while Glendale is fine with Willie. Yeah, it's obvious because Cliff needs somebody that he can, boss around and make to feel like him because he really can't get his wife to think like him. So he's gonna have to find somebody else to bully, into his own type of mindset. Man, please. The only person that mind you is a woman with daddy issues. Cliff. You don't get the hell out of here. What else going on? That's pretty much it. So next we see the couples. They sit down together. And they talk about coochie in the can. Carlos want to know what it feel like and everything. And Tamara's like, well, do you want to know what's up? He was like, no, I don't want to know woman. I just want to know what the can. So somebody brought the can out on a platter, child. And he's sticking his now they have it blurred out, right? With him sticking his fingers in it. Oh, is this what it feels like to be with a woman? Hell no. That's a can of coochie. What? See, listen. Carlos, if you listen, watching, listen. Or anybody who knows Carlos will send him this video. We are about the 18, almost 19-minute mark. Listen, homie. Listen, homie. If you want to get with a woman, call one of them escort services. Call. Oh, I ain't gonna say that. Listen, contact one of them high escort services and let them know what you want. Because there's something for everybody out there in the world, whether it's paid for or not. Hello. And make sure you got all the condoms in the world, every variation of, just in case something don't work. And go ahead and just go ahead. I mean, if you need to listen, just don't use no coochie in a can to know what real coochie feel like. The hell? You too old for this. Anyway, so next we see the bashing of JJ where, pretty much Carlos said in part 1 how he told Sophia he feels like JJ is keeping Sophia and Cliff's ex. I'm gonna keep laughing at that. From comparing notes, and Tamara pretty much co-signed that mess. And JJ was like, nah, it's just, I said what I said and I feel how I feel about it. And pretty much I can see it. It's too much cutting and pasting. I really wish they would let him finish his thought and really get it out. But they're copying and pasting and narrating the story for us to think of these people in a certain way. Nothing has told me that there's something secretive that JJ wants either of them to keep from each other, mainly his ex-wife, to not tell Sophia. There's some scuttlebutt about her making a video on her channel about a year ago after the fight, and she pretty much blamed him for the demise of their relationship. And she also mentioned there were some variations of abuse, physical, emotional, maybe financial too. And I did see it. And I'm going to say this. If in fact all of that did happen, shame on him and shame on her. And if so, why was it okay for her to leave her kids in his presence? That's that's the main takeaway I have. What was it that made her leave her children if all she talks about is that she lives for her children? Now, I'm going to say this about that. When I used to watch the show that they were on with the kids doing their gymnastics and dancing, I always thought, why is she doing so much? She getting clowned every episode. She getting told off every episode by Diana. Not every mom was getting told off, but because she was doing too much, always trying to, put her kids in the front when they weren't that talented at the time. There's levels to that. And Diana let her know that your kids ain't ready. Maybe once or twice, the eldest daughter, and I think maybe one of the twins, got a chance to make the cut or whatever they call it. But for the most part, her, she would always do more than. It wasn't just a stage mom. I'm like, dang, lady, calm down. Like, what is going on? But the more we delve into their, what happened with them and hearing everything that has been said, I mean, everything from her, JJ, Sophia, the kids, everything, it just seems to me that she left that relationship, left her kids. Enough time was enough space and time was in between her and her children to where Sophia was able to come in and take over in a certain way. Now, I don't know at what point did Cliff's ex start to care for them again, but there was a time. And unfortunately, on this show and in her YouTube, that she did not explain that. And it's always that is the underlying issue here. And even I've been in business for a long time. I'm pretty much a professional woman. Not pretty much. I am a professional woman, with stuff to lose. Hello. And, YouTube is a hobby of mine. It's not my main job, and I ain't even getting paid yet. So hello. There's enough in this for me to know, like JJ said, a lot has not been said, which would make people's eyes open to exactly what's going on. So there's some history, family dynamics and history that's not being told, not being discussed, and not being truthfully attested for. So with all that being said, I'm going to stick to my original thought and listen, lady, you weren't there for your children the way you were supposed to be, enough to where Sophia stepped in and pretty much did what they said, trying to help her out. And like the ex said, she felt disrespected over the years. If you were there all the time, why would you feel disrespected? I'm just saying. Woo, child. Anyway, and also you can't blame Cliff if he is holding a grudge, because I I can't imagine trying to help raise three little girls, working, being the main breadwinner of the house, taking care of his house, and worrying about where his so-called wife is, find out she's sleeping around town because it was confirmed that she was sleeping with Cliff. That's why he said Cliff sex. That's why we laugh and talk when I describe her as Cliff sex. I'm just saying. And whoever else she was sleeping with. She had a son before he met her. I don't know how old the son is. Unfortunately, he passed away maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's a lot going on. And again, they never explained why there was an absence with her and her children. But she said there was never an absence. Well, it had to be if if the girls always living with their daddy at a certain point in time in their life. Just be honest. That's all I gotta say. Be honest. HONEST. What else going on, child? What else? What else? Oh, then her man come on the show. Like I said, the couples are sitting down. Everybody got somebody except for Marie and what's her name? Tamara. And she's not been gone, child. She left the first 5 minutes. So here we go again, right? So Cliff's ex and her new man, the dude with all that Instagram jewelry. It probably not Instagram jewelry, but it looked like a child. Looked just like it anyway. Wall of ice on his neck, wrist, and fingers, child, and earlobes. And all she got is one little ring on her finger. Where's all her ice? She couldn't have a real pretty necklace. I'm just saying. She had a choker on. A choker? Really? You got a choker on? Choker? In 2024, a choker. Okay. So pretty much he tried to check JJ, but it didn't work. He just said, I'm here to support my woman, and from here on out, ain't gonna be no more disrespect going on. And JJ was like, yep, that's true, and it shouldn't be. And that's pretty much all he said, other than hi, hello to Carlos. Child. And I guess she was hoping that he would say something more, or they would get into it. And she just kept saying under her breath the whole time he was there, just stop talking about me. Girl, how about you talk to Cliff about what he said about sleeping with you last season or the season before that? Or how about you talk to anybody else on that show that joked about you being with two guys on this show that they aired on this show? How about that? How about your man address those people? But that never happened. All you want to do is try and still keep the ish going with JJ. JJ said, don't worry about it, Sophia. Just let her get it out. She just gotta, do whatever she gotta do, and don't even worry about it. I know that's right. Because again, they ain't worried about nobody sitting on that other couch at all. And as you see on Instagram, Sophia and JJ are living their life. And again, I'm not trying to, get nobody pockets or nothing, but it's obvious that the ex needs this show. She needs, some notoriety. She needs some more checks coming in, and that's fine. Again, no shade, but that's not necessarily what JJ and Sophia needs. They don't need all that. They already have more than enough. So I'm glad that Sophia left the show, so she, like she said, she can concentrate on her family. Her and the kids are in a way better place. She, atoned for the things that she did wrong. And the whole point is family. They just lost her mother-in-law. And nobody got time for this foolishness on this show. But she can go ahead and have all the foolishness because that's what she used to. Obviously, because we saw it on the other show that she was on with her kids dancing. So what else going on? Oh, then we got Pearson Logistics. So pretty much, why is Lateshia speaking pretty much on his bit? Well, we all know because he just pretty much, she finished his business plan, child. Again, I hope it work out. I really do, because it looked like it's a failure about to happen because all he did was, I ain't gonna say all he did. It was, listen, we saw what we saw, but in case you didn't see it in this season, he quit his job in the midst of her going through a health scare, not telling her, and he's pretty much the breadwinner. She said he brings in a nice salary, great benefits, all that security and stuff is gone because he wants to lead the family without telling her what he's doing. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And he didn't have a business plan when he quit. He didn't even know he needed a business plan. He told Cliff he bought a truck. Cliff tried to check Lateshia for not supporting him, but Cliff found out that she didn't even know what was going on. Cliff knew more. So Cliff said he will never get into no more married people business because he was lied to. Yeah, just like he lied to his wife, he lied to you too. And lying to them women he probably still messing with. Child, please. So pretty much, Cliff found out. Cliff fucked around and found out. Oh, child, I swear, these dudes will tell you anything. That's why you need to have your PR service on these dudes. I mean, anybody. But since we're talking about him, child, I wish the hell I would. So pretty much it's Pearson Logistics. And she's help run the show, and all he's doing is driving trucks. And now she's trying to get a distribution center because that's the next step as far as making better money. Yeah, okay. We're gonna find out in this rump administration. We gonna find out just how Black businesses, small businesses, is gonna flourish. I hope it do. Because we sure don't want to see nothing else going on. Because like Keisha said, my husband don't embarrass me on TV. Yours do. I can see why. I can see why you are intimidated. Oh, child. Ooh. Ooh-wee. What else going on, child? So the cell phone situation. Aikisha was asked about Latrice's dead cousin's cell phone. Pretty much that melee that happened. According to production, they gave Latrice's cousin's phone to Aikisha's people, and the phone pinged to somewhere either at or next door to Aikisha's house. Aikisha responded saying that they don't have the phone. Then Aikisha mentioned, that it's a little shady now. Aikisha mentioned that her cousin may have throwing the phone out the window of sorts, so I don't know. That's a little fuzzy because it was yelling and screaming and carrying on, but it sounded like Aikisha said her cousin threw the phone out the window or something. But anywho, the phone is still being pinged to or around Aikisha's house. So my thing is, girl, all you got to do is get you one of them metal detector finders and go around the yard, not in Aikisha's yard, but go to the neighbors and say, I think that a cell phone may have been thrown in your yard. Do something and not just wait around for the reunion to try and blast her and make her seem like, she's holding on to a dead man's cell phone. I'm just saying. I mean, that's something that Latrice's family can do. That's all I got to say. Latrice can do or whatever. Child, it was just a mess. Marie and Latrice make up. That was really nice. Yay. Aikisha and Willie are writing a book on their love journey. Marie is expanding her business, opening up more clinics, and I think she's expanding more into mental health, if I'm not mistaken. Tambra is selling weight loss tea. And as far as Cliff's ex, she and her daughters got that boutique up and running. Girl, ain't nobody buying it. What you showed us as far as what's in that boutique online store, girl, buy. Ain't nobody I don't know. Do people in Jackson dress like that? Girl, I don't know. Every region got their own thing, but girl, ain't nobody on the West Coast buying that. I'm telling you right now. And then Latrice wants to open more restaurants, be more of a businesswoman, but girl, be careful. Restaurants be shady. Oh, yeah, that's right. they didn't even mention that Cliff's ex is going to be running the bar. They said that during the season, but they didn't mention that anymore. I wonder, is that going to still happen? So then Lateshia says she's expanding her dinner plates collection, her brunch plate collection, and that Glendale's box truck business is trying to be a distribution hub or something like that. So pretty much that was it, y'all, for the reunion. It was interesting. We all know who ain't coming back on their own. It wasn't like they was fired or nothing, which is great. I hope that everybody does well for the most part. And we're going to see. Season 6 is coming, y'all. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. So thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it. And please come back again. All right now. Bye. All day.